What's up everybody, Germinator here again, another tutorial for you for this waterfall entrance. I thought this may be something people would want to build, so here it is. The redstone is a lot better, I think. The opening and closing action is pretty self-explanatory. Opens and closes quickly. It's got the single stream, but then it splits off and it kind of outlines the doorway there, so in the walkway as well pops up. It's pretty simple to build. There's not a whole lot of complicated redstone behind it. The only thing that's complicated really is the timing system for when the water cuts off and then cuts back on for the opening and closing. So just to show you the closing action right there, and then the opening action where the water splits real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get into the tutorial. So there it is going down and then opening up. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Alright, to get started, you're going to need to go ahead and map out your area for your door. What you're going to need is go ahead and get your 3 hive secret door entryway mapped out, and then you're going to have to dig down 4 from that. So walk inside of it 1 and dig down 4, and then dig down 4 again 1, 2 times straight ahead, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 times to the left. And then you're going to want to go ahead and map out your 4 by 10 area, so that way your doorway lines up with what you need. You keep in mind your walkway is going to go right here, so this will be the front. So you're going to need to dig down 3, put in your sticky pistons, just 1 for your walkway, and go ahead and get that in. So I'm just going to do it like this, but you can veer it this way however you want for your walkway to pop up whenever the door opens, with your block of choice on top. And you're going to make sure it's on the left side of that walkway. You're going to just put in 2 rows of blocks in front of it like this, and you're going to have repeaters with dust behind those. Alright, and then let's go ahead and get inside of our doorway, and let's put in our sticky pistons. So you want to have 2 like this going up, and there's 3 sets of them. So like that, and then 3 like that, and your block of choice for those. So to get the rest on those, just go ahead and come around the back on the 2 in the bottom, put 4 block space right there with a torch on right here, 2 repeaters on 4 with dust. On top of that torch, put a block with dust on that block, and then you need a repeater right here repeater right here on 4 with a block in front of it. Now from this dust, lead it up 1 like that, and you're gonna have just map it out like this: 2 over, 1 down, 1 up, and then 1 on top of that piston. So it's be like that if you look at it from the side. So put dust right here on this block, a repeater on this one facing into that block with 2 lines, and then line that with dust. Now down at the bottom, we're gonna need to power our walkway block that'll be right there. We need to power that one, so this bottom piston will power out. So to do that, we're going to line 2 blocks like this, 1 this way, and 1 right here with a repeater on it. But let's go ahead and line this with dust. The repeater is going to be facing that way on 3. Now put a block behind that repeater with a torch right here, and then it leads into that torch, and then you need a torch on that block. And then 1 more time, put a block right here at a diagonal from that torch with another torch. And then come right here, you need to power this dust for your walkway and put a torch right here. Alright, so next up, you're gonna come right here behind these 2 those 2 torches, and put a block right here behind them with dust, and then have a repeater leading into that dust like that. So now we're gonna put in this old style type of T flip-flop, and it has to be this type for it to function right. Then 2 regular pistons with a redstone block in the middle, and then over top of that you're gonna have 2 blocks like this with dust on top, and you don't want that connecting, so cut that off with a block and put a torch on each side of the blocks like that. You can see that that power's on. So from the top of the redstone right there, you're gonna have a block right here with dust, and then you need a block down there with a repeater. Behind that repeater, you need another block, and then do a block up at a diagonal like that, and line that with dust. Now we're going to put our timing redstone in, so to cut the water off on the timing that we need. So put a sticky piston at a diagonal right there with a redstone block on it, and then get a regular piston. You want that facing this way, like that. Now get behind this regular piston, put 2 blocks, 1 block right here like an L shape, and then do a block up at a diagonal like that. You need a torch on the side of this block, and you need a repeater facing into that sticky piston right there with dust behind it. Now you need to get a comparator, get rid of that, and you need a hopper, get rid of that. So you need 2 hoppers and 1 comparator, so put a comparator facing into that block, get your hopper out, come right here, and you're going to want to crouch down and put a hopper going into that redstone block, and then you're going to need to crouch and put a hopper facing into that hopper, take that one away, and then put a hopper facing into that one, so they're facing into each other. Now you're going to need to put 14 something in this hopper that's over top of that redstone block. So anything that's stackable, just put 14 items in there. And then let's get our button, and we'll get rid of the hopper. Alright, there we go. So this would be our input right here over top of right below that repeater. If you hit it, you'll notice that there's a delay on the door opening and closing and the walkway going up and down. So when the walkway goes down, it closes the door, and it just has the delay we need to have the water clear out. Alright, so next you're going to need to come up to the top of it right here and find this block that has the redstone on it, and you're going to put a block at a diagonal like that with a torch on it. And now we're going to put in our double piston extenders to direct the water where we want it to go. So on top of that torch, put a block and lead it towards you 1, and then count 2 over like that and lead it towards you 1 like that. So you want to line both of those with dust like that, and then you're going to need your block of choice in front of those dusts like that. And then on the side of these, we're going to need to have our double pistons up like that on each side. So get that in like so, and put your block of choice on there. And then up from these, we're going to need to map out our other double pistons. If Madman would get off my screen, that'd be fantastic. Alright, and then so count 1, 2, 3 up like that, and put your double piston, and then you're going to need to go up 1 and do a double piston, and then same thing right here, you want another one. So it's kind of like a triangle right there. You can see that. And then you're going to need to have the same thing underneath all 3 of these, is just put some blocks like that, line it with dust, and then put your block of choice over the face of all 3 of those. Now to power these, we're going to need to do, let's just go ahead and start on this side. For this one down here on the left side, power it like this, just put 2, we need a 4 block space, so 1, 2 like that, or 4 blocks, and then this one needs to go up 1. So get that in, and you need a repeater here, a repeater here. This one's on 4, this one's on 2, and line that with dust. This one right here, you're going to need to put a block right here underneath it, or 2 blocks, and then make a 4 block space. But this one is a regular block, and this one's a half slab. Now put your repeaters in, same thing, 4, 2, and line that with dust. This one here up the top, we're going to need to put 2 blocks and then 2 half slabs. Same thing, 2 repeaters, this one's on 4, this one's on 2, dust, dust. We'll connect these up later. Now on the other side it's the same thing. So bring this out and then have 3 blocks like that, and this one goes up. And then you're going to need repeater, 4, 2, dust, dust. And then this one you're going to need to put 2 like that, and then make a 3 blocks like that, and then a half slab. Repeater, 4, 2, dust, dust. Now that should be all ready to go. On the back side of it, you need to come find this line of dust on the right side if you're facing the back. You need a regular block here and here. Let me redo that. Here and here, and then the rest are all half slabs. So put a half slab here, and then 2 half slabs there, 2 half slabs there, and then let's do, alright, so it's on this side. Half slab, half slab, half slab, half slab. A lot of half slabs. And then line all of that with dust. and that should all connect up. So if you want to test it out, you can come down here and hit your button, and there'll be some delay on it, obviously, but we could have took the 14 items out to see. So they do extend all the way out, and then we'll hit it again and just make sure that it's working. There we go. So next we're going to need to map out where the water is going to be held. So come to the top, find these 2 pistons, count up from the front block 2 like that, and go ahead and map out your 3 wide space, and then we're going to need to enclose it. So just wrap your blocks around it like so. And then in the middle here we're going to just put a sticky piston facing down, so count 2 up and put a sticky piston right there with your block of choice, and come around behind it and just put a block right there with 2 dusts like that. Alright, so next we need to connect this up to the power for the timer right here, but we don't want it to be on the delay. We want it to close immediately, so we're going to have to bypass all this. To do that, just come right here, find this delay system right here, and right where this block is, we're going to need a half slab right there by this hopper. And let's go ahead and get our wall in where it's going to be for our walkway. So line all these blocks in and go ahead and put blocks right there as well. And then our floor for our water is going to go right here. So let's get that in there. Alright, get that in there. And then line our wall right here. So this just helps with putting in the half slabs if you have this laid out already. And one more time. Alright, so from this half slab we put in, you're going to need one right here, and just line them up, going upwards until you reach right there, that diagonal from that torch right there. Now just come find this block where our double pistons are. From this block, just count down 2 like that, and then bring it over 1, not that way but this way, and put dust on that. And then we're going to need a block right here is fine. Now we're just going to line all of our half slabs with dust like that all the way to here, then lead that up and over, and it'll come this way. I get a regular piston, and you want that dust going directly into a regular piston, and then go ahead and get your gravel or sand, and I'll just do my button and line this with gravel until you reach, keep going up, I don't know how many it is, so until it's even with that block of redstone over there. Now put a block right here even with that, and you need a repeater going into that, and then a block behind it with a lever, and just turn the lever on so it's constant power going into that. So whenever that piston pushes up, it'll send the signal through that block, and then we're gonna just lead that redstone over to this like that. So that should be everything working. If you want to test it out, hit the button, and you'll see that that piston went ahead and closed, shut off the water, and after a delay everything will open up. So it looks like it's working perfect. So now we're just wanting to go ahead and put our place for the water containment like that. Alright, so there we go. So when those double pistons come out, the water is going to go 1 block from that, so make sure you have open space there, and the same thing on the other side. You're going to have 1 block on the other side of that, and make sure you have open space there. So really I don't need this, we can line this over here instead, like that. So alright, so let's go ahead and get our water bucket, and we're going to just fill this up with water like that. Same thing on this side, and it doesn't have to be like this. You can have the water go as far as you want, it doesn't matter. And let's put our water up at the top as well, back there, so you can see the water spreads out. Now let's test it out. Bam, water cuts off, flows down, and then by the time it releases, the door closes. And let's try it one more time, opening, Shuts off. Opens up. Alright, everybody, take care.